Hi, I'm Jacqueline and welcome to Timeless Beauty Studio for the Mature Woman. In today's video, I'm going to be going through a demonstration for you on creating the outer V with the eyeshadow or the reverse 7. I know sometimes it's confusing what we're talking about when we're talking about the outer V or the reverse 7. So I thought this would help clear up and give you a demonstration of what that looks like. And I'm going to be using also the Revolution Emily Edit palette called the Wants, and she has some beautiful colors in there, and I thought I would do a monochromatic green look with this palette like I have on right now. Anyway, if you want to see more, please stay tuned. Okay, so in this video today, what I'm going to be doing is discussing the eyeshadow technique, the outer V, and also you've probably heard of the reverse 7. There's variations of this. It depends on your eye type, and that's what I wanted to discuss today. So with my eye shape, I typically do the outer V because I have an almond shaped eye, and also if you have a rounder eye, you could use bring the shadow up a little higher, which is called the reverse 7. I think Nisha from SugarPuffandFluff had termed that the reverse 7, and she had done a video on it too, so I could link her video below too if you want to take a look at that. So anyway, I just wanted to go through and maybe clarify the different shapes a little bit for you. So anyway, first of all, I'm going to start off by mapping out what each shape kind of looks like, and what your eye, everybody has a different eye shape. So whether you have like a wide set eyes or close set eyes, mine are close to medium, regular set. So I do like to do the V because it also brings out the eye a little bit wider. And also depending on how much space you have to work with up here. You could have a lot of space in there, so you could usually bring the eyeshadow up a little higher and go into that 7 shape. So anyway, I don't want to confuse you, so I just wanted to get started and should give you some ideas of how to work with the with those shapes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to show you how to map out the V on this eye, and then I'll show you a demonstration of how the other shape looks like, the reverse 7 that I had mentioned. I think I'll bring you in a little closer so you can see. All right. Okay, just as long as you can see my eyes. You don't need to see my lips. All right, so let's start off. I'm going to take, I forgot to mention, let me just take you out a little bit right now, because I forgot to mention that I'm going to be working with the new palette that I had got, the Emily Edit Wants palette, and I thought I would use this palette today because there's so many colors in it that are really pretty. And what I'm going to do is do a monochromatic green eye shadow, just to show you how the greens can look so pretty too. I'm sure a lot of women don't use green a lot, and that's my experience anyway. I haven't heard of too much green being used, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to use it and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you out again to bring you closer to my eyes. There we go. All right. So I'm going to take my angled brush. This is the MAC angled brush, and like in every other video, I'll list all what I'm using down below in the description box for you. So what I'm going to do, just to kind of show you the different shapes, is I'm going to take the darkest shadow in here to map a shape out, just to show you, and then I'll go off camera and I'll clean it away, and then we're going to start with the shadows. But I just want to show you the different shapes. Okay, so there's one color in here. It's called Dark and Early, and it's right on the corner there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip my brush into that and saturate the brush, and I'm going to give you an idea. I'm going to outline my eye to show you the V shape. So, okay, so I'm going to start. Let me see here the best way to do this. Okay, so I want to bring it out into that V. I'm going to be looking into the, between the mirror and the monitor, so forgive me if I'm not looking directly at you when I do this. So I just want to show you the shape of it. So I'm going to start with guiding my brush from the lower lash line, and I want to bring it up towards the end of tip of my brow here. So I'm going to start by mapping it out for you. So I'm going to just start, and I'm going to push it into that. It almost looks like a wing here for you. And I'm just going to push it in like that. Now when I squint like this, you can really see it. When I let go, it kind of pulls it down a bit. But this is just a guideline. I wouldn't be doing this with the black. I would be just using it as a guideline for my shadow. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. All right, so now I'm not doing an Amy Winehouse technique that she did, but I just wanted to show you. So I'm going to get some more, and then I'm going to bring it in as into that V area. So okay, so let me see here. This is a little awkward, but just for the sake of showing you. So I'm going to go right under the brow bone with that line and bring it right. So as you can see, it's more of a V shape here, and that would elongate the eye. And I'm going to bring it in just a little bit farther. So this technique will elongate the eye. I have an almond-shaped eye, so I want to elongate the look of my eye, and because like I had said, my eyes are closer together, I'm going to bring that out. Okay, so the next shape that I had mentioned is the reverse 7. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that powder, and I'll do this eye, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up even higher. See, this one has come out. This one now is a good technique if you have a rounder eye and say your eyes are wider set. You can do this and you want more of a lift. Also, if you have a like if you have a really heavy hooded eye, like comes right down, this technique here is probably the best. If you have, like I had said, really full hooded eye, this one might not be the best, but let me show you. It's good to experiment and to see which shape looks best on you. So I'm going to bring it up just a bit higher, like that, compared to what I had done on the outside. So see how that is come up quite high compared to that one. And I'm going to take some more shadow, bring it up, and then I'm going to do this, go this way, like you would say I had referred to as the 7. So then I'm going to go this way. Now obviously it skips a lot on my eyelid because I do have the looser skin and the crepiness there. So but I'm just wanting to show you how the reverse 7 looks. So see how it comes straight up and in. This one here goes out to the side more. So that's a guideline that you were using when you're putting on your eyeshadow. So this one here, you're going to use that as a guideline, up straighter and bring it over. It definitely lifts the eye higher compared to this one, but it's whatever your preference is. And I typically like to go this way because I like that shape of that cat eye, almost the you know, the almond look here. And like I had mentioned, if you have a rounder eye, this is a good shape for you. And if you have close set eyes, this one is good, and if you have wider set eyes, this one is good. So like I had said, just experiment to see which shape, but I just wanted to clarify, some of you might not quite know, like when I refer to an outer V or reverse 7, that's what I'm referring to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and take this look off, which is quite dramatic, and I'll come back and then I will do a the shadow look for you that I had mentioned in the Emily Edit Once palette. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So what I've done is I have reprimed my eyelids and had used some translucent powder. So they're all set for the shadows. So, okay, so I'm going to start with the base color for my lid. And again, I mentioned I'm using the Emily Edit, the Once palette. And I'm going to go over my lid just with a light dusting of the color called the cream right here at the top corner. So I'm just going to start off with just a light dusting of that, tap it off. And this is just going to help for blending the shadows. And it lightens up the eyelid too. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is for my crease. And I'm going to use the one called, let me see here. I think I'll use this one called Prayer right here. And it's a taupey, pinky taupey color. Uh-oh, I have a guest here. So, of course, she has to jump right up on my table, mess it up. I should have kicked her out, but unfortunately she's down here now. Okay, so I'm going to take that color. And again, I had said it was Prayer. I'm going to take my fluffy brush. Oh, put it in the wrong one, of course. And I'm going to dip it into Prayer, tap it off. You know, I could just hold this up. It's such a good mirror in this palette. Just hold this up to use it for my guidance. And okay, so maybe I'll bring you in a little bit closer too. There we go. So I'm going to go into my crease. And I like to bring it up just as, not quite all the way up to the brow bone, but almost. Just leaving that little tip of the brow bone. I had highlighted it with my concealer, so I have a little bit of it highlighted there. But what I'm doing is I'm just bringing it into that area. I like to start off with a lighter shade when I'm doing the transition. The reason, especially for the mature eye, is if you start off with the darker shades, which some of the younger ones can do that, and then start off with a darker and just blend it out. But I don't suggest you do that as a mature person because our eyelids get very crepey and the skin is kind of loose. So when you do a dark shadow, you'll find that it gets into those lines and it's harder to blend out. So always start off with a lighter shade. And you can see how I brought it just like that. Now if you have a full eyelid, this is a great way to put a little definition into your, using a light shade, taupey color, light shade, just a little bit deeper than your skin tone maybe, and or lighter than your skin tone, sorry, and just map out that crease. So if you have a really hooded eye, this is a good way to do it. So like so. This is a really pretty color too, Prayer. And I'm going to do this eye here. Again, I'm bringing it right up. Just to map out that crease. Okay, so that's a good start there. And then I'm just going to take my fluffy, clean, fluffy brush here. Oh, sorry, I think I put that right in front of the camera, sorry. And I'm just going to blend that at the top here so I make sure there's no lines on both sides. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to map out that V. Now you could take some tape and put a tape along the side here to map out your V, but I'm not going to use tape today. I'm going to use my angled brush that I have from MAC, and I'm going to take another color here just to map it out. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm doing a monochromatic green eye, shadow, I'm going to use this color right here on the end. I don't know if you can see. It's called Side Hustle. And I'm going to stick my brush in there, tap it off, and I'm going to just map out the outer V here where I'm going to start. So hopefully you can see this. I'm just going to make that V very light, bring it up, I don't know if you can see how I just brought that up. And I'm going to do the other side. This is a good way to have the guideline, like so. And then when I'm doing my shadows, I know that I'm not going to come out past that on either side, and I'm just going to start bringing it in. And whoops, just do a very light, I'm just doing a very light, because I'm going to end up blending this out anyway. So I'm bringing it into that V shape, like so. And again, I'll do it on the other side. And this is just for my guideline. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of where I want the shadows to be placed with the V. Now, if you were to do the reverse 7, you would go higher and then bring it over, like so, with the mapping of it with the brush. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, before I start actually working this V and the crease, I'm going to put on a little bit of liner close to the eyelashes. Now what I have done is I have tight lined under my lashes with a black color, and I'm going to use this. This is a Marcel pencil, and it's the kind you twist and it sharpens, and it's waterproof. I really like these. Another pencil you could use that I heard mentioned from Nathalie, the Beauty Diva. Hi Nathalie, if you're watching. I'm sure you are, because you always support me and I really appreciate it. But anyway, Nathalie had mentioned that she used the, let me see, it was the Urban Decay. Yeah, it's a really pretty color in Urban Decay Overdrive. So Nathalie said that was a really pretty color. I'm yet to get that. I might go out today and get that too. But in the meantime, I'm going to use this Marcel pencil. These are really nice too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go close to the eyelashes as I possibly can get close. And I'm just going to line, just dab it in as close to the eyelashes as I can. Because I'm going to go over this with the shadow anyway. Like that. I like to be a little closer to my mirror. I'm blind, as I like to use the magnifying mirror when I'm putting on my makeup. Alright, so what I've done is just tapped that color as close to the lash line as I can. And then I'm going to take my angled brush and I'm just going to blend it out or smudge it out. This product dries fairly quickly. Most of them do. So you just gotta work with it as fast as you can before it dries. Actually, I shouldn't pull this corner of my eye. I'm just placing my finger there to give it some support without pulling, because you don't want to tug on the eye, because that can give us more wrinkles and we don't want that. Okay, I'm just pressing, I'm not pulling. This is just to stabilize the eye. Okay, as you can see, I've just lined with the green liner. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shimmer color, or the highlighting color, that I'm going to put it right on the center of my lid. And this one, because I'm using all the greens, and this one here, I'm using this color here called Grateful, which is a really pretty, pretty color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz my, I've got my Max Fix Plus here. I'm going to spritz my brush, and I'm going to pick up some of that Grateful. So pretty. And I'm going to place it just on the top part of my lid and bring it in. You know, oftentimes with these colors, it's almost better to use your finger. So I'm going to try that and see how that works. Yeah, I think I like applying my, I like applying that better with my finger. I'm going to use the other side, and I'm going to use my finger. Like so. These greens are so pretty. Okay. So I've applied the lighter green just on the tops of my lids here, on the movable eyelid. And now I'm going to start going back and working into the crease colors. So I'm going to take a crease brush that I use. Let's see here. I'm going to start with this MAC brush here. And I'm going to start using a little bit of that Hustle, which is the one I did my mapping out. It's right on the end here. I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to work it from the outer V area here. Press down, and then I'm just going to work it in towards the center, just in the crease. I'm going to need a little more here. And I'm just darkening that up a bit. Like so. And I'll do the other side. So I press it in, and then just bring it in. And what I like to do when I press it in and bring it in, just work it into that crease. And just that deepens the crease just a little bit more. I'm going to take my Q-tip and just clean up on the outside here. So it gives just a little bit, but I want more depth there. So next color I'm going to go into is the very, very dark green one here on the bottom, and it's called Corduroy. And I'm going to take another brush that has maybe a little more precision, because I want to, so I'm going to use this one, so Luxie brush. And I'm going to get it into the corduroy, tap that off, and again, press it right into that outer V area. Bring it out, and bring it in just on the edge of the eye here. Bring it up, like so, and then just bring it in. So you're working it in that V shape again. Now, if you were to work the other shape, oh, wrong one. If you were to work the other shape that I had talked about, you would have to come up a little higher and bring it up a little higher. So because I'm doing the V, I'm going to do what I had mentioned here, press it in there, using that guideline that I had done, and bring it in. And that creates more definition. I'm going to just use a little bit more here. Oh, I used the wrong one there. I put it into the black. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more definition. Just like so. Again, working in that V shape. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit here. I don't want to bring it in too far inside because, like I had mentioned, my eyes are close set, so that would bring them closer together. If your eyes are wider apart, then you would want to bring that in even closer. So now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to blend that out. You don't want any lines. Always blend upward and inward, like so. Okay, so I want to lighten this up just a little bit here. So what I'm going to go back and I'm going to take the color that I had used in the crease initially, which was called Prayer, and I'm going to put a little bit on there. I'm going to go back into the crease area here, pull that up. And I'm going to take a little bit, I just want to lighten it up even more. So what I'm going to take is some of the color called Cream here. It's the white one right in this end, and it's a matte color. Don't want any frost. And I'm just going to blend just to soften that up a bit more. I don't typically wear a dramatic eye unless it's an evening event. So I don't have an evening event right now, although I am going out to hear my son perform this afternoon. He's doing a fundraiser for the United Way here in Ontario, Canada, and it's to help raise funds for the homeless people and the unfortunate people who don't have food and that sort of thing and need assistance. So it's nice of him to do that. He is a recording artist here, and anyway, I'm just proud of him and going down to support him. So anyway, I'll have a nice eye look when I go down there anyway. Okay, so what I'm doing is I just took some of that white called the Cream actually, and I'm just blending that in a little bit more just to soften that up. Like so. Now I haven't done anything with the bottom lashes yet, but I'm going to. What I'm going to do is just to add some drama to the eyes too. I'm going to put some of this pencil right in the waterline of the bottom lashes. So let's see here. I'm going to twist that, sharpen it. All right, so let's try that again. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just running it in just to the lashes, actually, right onto the waterline. I don't want to make it too dark or anything, but I do want to have some definition there. And I'm going to do this side. My eyes are starting to water. Sorry, and they're going to get red. So again, I'm just running that in. Oh wow, I can't believe how much my eyes are starting to get red here. Maybe it's just all the work I'm doing on the eyes. All right, so I worked that in, and then I'm going to take a little small brush here, and I'm going to work a little bit of the crease color that I had used, Prayer. I'm going to use that and just work it in underneath. Just to soften that up a bit more. Like so. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take the darker color Green and just take a little bit. Let me see. I'm just going to use the angled brush I had. And I'm just going to use a little bit on the outside here. Like that, and I'm going to make sure that that goes right up into that V. Connects there. So as you can see, it connects right there. Again, just a little bit on the outside here, and make sure that it goes right up into that V, outer V. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Q-tip And I'm just going to blend that in a little bit. Like so. You could also take a little bit of the cream, that creamy white color that I'd mentioned, just to highlight that a little bit more, right up in here. Bring it up. And right up in this side too. And I'm just going to go over it, blend it. Make sure there's no fallout. These shadows are very good actually. You don't have a lot of fallout, which I really like. Okay, so there is my monochromatic green eye. And last but not least, I'm going to add the last coat of my mascara. And I'm using the Essence Lash Princess. I usually always start with my first coat as my waterproof mascara. I already had put that on before I started, so I'm going to end off with this Lash Princess as my last coat. My camera had stopped, so I had to restart. Sorry about that. So I am farther away right now. Anyway, I'm putting it on. I don't know why my camera just seems to shut down at times. I had asked Marlene of Glam Fabulous. I think I got the name wrong, but I will put her YouTube channel down below too. Anyway, she had said that she thinks that the cameras get hot and then they'll just shut down. So sorry about that. I think it's Marlene of Fab and Glam. I will put that down below. Okay. So this lash mascara definitely adds some volume. All right, so there you have it. So I just wanted to give you an explanation on working that outer V, and for those of you who are just not sure about it, and give you the look with the monotone or monochromatic, green look from the Emily palette. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd love for you to join the Timeless Beauties community. And if you're already a subscriber, I thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoy my videos. Okay, so have a great day and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.